Your secrets, if you really look at yourself, you would be speechless. What happened to being doctors and teachers? What happened to being your brother's keeper? Nowadays, kids more worried about the
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm DJ Dracto, and today we're going to be doing a community review of Bloodfin Emulator. It is a Star Wars Galaxies emulator run by the people called Bloodfin. Now, the Bloodfin, this is going to be a community review, and we've got several instances here of the community for your viewing pleasure. So those of you that are getting into this game, you'll be able to judge the community you're going to be interacting with on a daily basis. I'm joined here by Quasi91.
Yo.
And Blue Valkyrie.
Hello.
And we're going to be starting off with a single phrase that became into the topic of Galaxy Chat last night in Bloodfin. Galaxy Chat is available for everybody. Everybody's able to view it. Everybody's able to talk in it. And basically what was said is, SWG fans are so dedicated, we made somebody who made NGE kill himself. Now that image is going to be popped up for you right now. You're going to be reading the chat log of the conversation. I took several screenshots of it because I personally was a volunteer fireman for 3 years and a EMT for 1, and I was always trained that regardless of if it's a suicide call, if somebody calls 911 and they're saying they're going to kill themselves, you respond like it's an actual medical call. First responders respond with the proper medical equipment. Police respond with the proper amount of force that's needed to stop the individual from killing themselves and get them proper help that's needed. And I've always been trained to take suicide serious.
Yeah.
And the fact that individuals here are joking about suicide and are okay with it, and a lot of people, when I interjected my opinion on it, saying that, that's not cool, you shouldn't joke about suicide, it's never a joking matter. Another image is going to pop up right now saying that he needs to be told where he typed in there that he was laughing. Just because you put LOL in a sentence doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be taken as a joke, regardless of the fact I took it as a snide and very cruel joke. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think?
I got background in firefighting training and EMT as well, and you don't ever, if somebody says I'm gonna hurt myself, I'm gonna kill myself, you take that as serious as if they got a gun in their hand and they're about to do it right in front of you. Mm-hmm. You never joke about it. Not even, oh my God, people are so messed up. Suicide is no joking matter. And the person's dead now. It's not like the person thought about suicide and didn't kill himself. There's a literally dead person that he's speaking of, mm-hmm. And it's not funny in any way, shape, or form. You don't joke about it.
Yeah. Blue Valkyrie.
Well, what it's appalling to me is that they can joke about something as serious as suicide and be so desensitized to it. It's something that it's become an epidemic. You see it everywhere. You see it amongst gamers. You see it a lot on the internet. A lot of people are getting bullied and are getting driven to the point of suicide. And like you both said, it's no joking matter. Just the thought that you would rather be dead or harm yourself in any way because you cannot stand the pain something is causing you is enough to make you think, go back, and simply, treat this like the seriousness that it deserves. In no way it should be joked on. And like you said, just because you don't type LOL, it doesn't mean that you're not joking. It can be taken as a joke because of the context of what it was said.
Yep.
There was nothing else said. The way it was written, I took it as a joke, as really cruel, like you said. And it's something that's very serious. We have to talk about this because this is a recurring issue in many places, and it has to stop.
Yeah, I completely agree. He even went on record, and another image is going to pop up for you guys to see. He called it, me being sensitive to suicide, the pussification of the world. Now, this is an individual that doesn't deserve to be inside of community. Earl Sweat is his name. Presh and Smitty Werbin all defended him with his argument. The pussification of the world, being sensitive to suicide. Like I said, I have training, and I was a corrections officer as well. for I was a corrections officer working at a level 3 maximum security, and whenever we got word that somebody was going to kill themselves, we took that very seriously as well. That's even more experience that I'm drawing on, and this is the reason why I take suicide so seriously. And I react to jokes about suicide, or I react to somebody talking about suicide the same way. I'm always going to react that way. I'm always going to be serious about the situation. Um, but to call it the pussification of the world, you know, that's a individual that I feel is mentally unstable. To say that being sensitive to suicide is being a pussy. I don't think he deserves to be part of the community of Bloodfin. I don't think he deserves to be part of any type of gaming community. I think he needs to be by himself and really think about his life and what he's doing with it, because obviously he's not going down the right path. And that's not something that's ever cool. And the fact that he had a friend actually kill himself, another image is going to come up on the screen right now for you guys to read, another chat log. The fact that he actually had a friend kill himself July 3rd last year, and then another individual that was defending him had a friend kill himself this year, and they were perfectly fine with joking about suicide, knowing how serious it is, tells you that that's not normal. That's not a normal person. That's a person that I think,
Evil.
yeah,
The evil person.
yeah, an evil individual.
Just-
You're absolutely
That's
right.
a bully right there.
Yeah.
That's a bully right there.
You know, and I mean, when I said, I went in the record or in the chat to say that, that's a trigger for me. Suicide's a trigger for me, and that kind of goes with the training that I've had and the situations that I've been in. It's a trigger for me. It's an emotional response. Seeing suicide, hearing the word suicide, it's an emotional response. It wakes up a lot of emotions. It wakes up, anger. It wakes up desperation for me. These are all the types of, that's just training that I've had and situations that I've had to deal with in my life with suicide. It wakes up that type of emotion. So it's a trigger, and Blue Valkyrie is going to go and explain what trigger means for those of you who believe that PTSD is the only thing that has to deal with triggers.
No, like you said, an emotional trigger is a response to a person, situation, event, dialogue, reading, film, or other content providing entity that provokes a strong emotional reaction. Strong emotional reaction can be like it happens to you, it's like it triggers you to take affirmative action towards a person that wants to commit suicide. Or it can be a trigger to someone that has PTSD, like you said. But it's not just, triggers are everywhere and they provoke different reactions because we're different people. And triggers they can jolt a memory, they can give you a flashback, a sound, a sight, a touch, a smell, a taste. All of those things can be a trigger. Again, a trigger is just a reaction, a strong emotional reaction caused by something that made the stimuli. All right? So it's like for instance, I know another trigger that you have, the word rape. When somebody talks about rape, it boils your blood because you know how bad that is and you wish you could do something to stop it, you know? So it's not like you are being strong emotionally. It's not like you are, under the curse of emotional disability or condition or mental illness. It just creates a very strong reaction, because it's something that that the world can very well, do without. So a trigger is not just because you have PTSD, it's not because you are bipolar or you have clinical depression. A trigger can be something that really, it's like a switch. It flips a switch in you that sets you in a certain mode. In your case, the word suicide, it's kind of like putting you in a patrolling mode of sorts, or an watch over this person mode. It's not something to be joked about. So it's not like a trigger is just going to make you go and become violent like it happens to some people. It happens to everyone. It's the provocation of a strong emotional reaction. That's what a trigger is.
Yeah.
Period.
Well said. Um, well said. All right, hang on a minute. So continuing on past that, yes, you're absolutely right. Trigger, it has more than one meaning. And just so you know, just so everybody knows here, I'm not insensitive to PTSD as well. I've been around military my entire life. I know several individuals in my life that have PTSD. My great uncles, whenever they heard a car backfire, they instantly died from cover after they fought. Their stories. A lot of family members, go on record saying that, and they fought in World War II. My grandfather, he has PTSD. He doesn't like being around crowded places after his time in Vietnam. One of my friends' dads, he doesn't like fireworks. He doesn't like being around people. He doesn't like going out in public. And this is all from his time overseas. And I'm not insensitive to PTSD. I take that very seriously. And yeah, yeah, it just seems like this community is really being assholes to be assholes, and that's not cool. Especially for I came in it from a new player standpoint. I hadn't been on the server before, and I heard a lot of people from the Basilisk server and the SWG EMU servers telling me that Bloodfin is really not designed for new players. It's not designed for it. They said that a lot of people there are assholes, and I wanted to give the server the benefit of the doubt. Because being a streamer and being a YouTuber, I have to go into it with a clear mindset and give it the benefit of the doubt, because that's what I got to do for games. I may hear a lot of bad reviews, but I still got to play the game to get my personal opinion on it. That's what you got to do. So I went in here with a clear mindset, and really, honestly, everything that everybody's been saying has been nothing but confirmed. Everybody has been saying that this community is a bunch of assholes. They're a bunch of prima donnas. They just drama, and it seems like that's pretty much nailed right on. Not right the fuck on, man. And I know a lot. I know somebody. I've met somebody. I met a few good people. A handful, but that doesn't go. A handful of good people doesn't take away from the bucket load of assholes that are involved in the server. Self-righteous, egotistical assholes. They don't give a fuck about you, whether or not you're a new player. They don't give a fuck. The only thing they care about is their own little perfect world. They don't care if you are sensitive to a situation. They don't give a fuck, because they believe, and this is typical thinking of people, my opinion is all that should matter. I don't care about your opinion at all. So you don't like suicide. You're a fucking pussy then. Oh, so you think that because, you can throw triggers around, somebody that suffers from clinical depression, which is what Presh said, I believe. Presh said that at one point in time in the conversation, that he suffers from clinical depression, yet he's going to joke and use #triggered. I don't know if that's just some type of asshole type of thinking. I don't know what the deal is with that, but still, nonetheless, it's fucked up to be even joking about that when people suffer from it all over the fucking world.
They're assholes, man.
Yeah.
Plain
So, knowing all that and taking from all that, I'm going to give this community 2 out of 10. 2 out of fucking 10. I'm not even going to give it any higher than that, because of the interactions that I've had with the community within a week have been enough for me altogether.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with it.
It comes to a point where you got to have a game that you want to play, and a community willing to help the game grow.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that, and a community full of douchebags, then you don't got a game.
Yep. So what's your review?
I'm going 2 out of 10. Actually, a 1 out of 10. You know why? Because it got pre-NG combat, and I hate that combat.
Okay. And Blue Valkyrie, your review?
0.
0 out of 10. That tells you you're not doing very good on the community standpoint.
Lower and lower.
Because something
it's so wrong, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's just that it's so wrong. That whole attitude is so wrong. The message it sends to other people, it's so wrong,
Mm-hmm.
And this is what drives people away from gaming communities. And this is why, people don't understand that sometimes a gaming community is the only interaction someone might have outside the walls of their home. It's sad, but it's happened, for whatever reason. And you're actually making that environment totally unsafe for people like that. So, to me, it's a zero. I'm sorry. There's
I
just
just
no way to put that.
I don't understand why the devs let that shit kind of happen though. Like nobody
Well,
popped up or no admin popped up or
yep.
nothing.
And that's something else that a lot of people have touched on, that the CSRs and the the CSRs are not very helpful people. We had an individual in the Skype that we talked to this morning tell us that he lost an item, a very rare item, and he went to a CSR to get it replaced because the server had a rollback and he looted it and he wasn't able to get it again. And the server admin told him, "I've lost worse. Suck it up and stop crying."
That's coming from the admin.
That's coming from a guy who has the power to ban you from a server. That's talking from a guy who has the ability to replace stuff for you if you looted it. And you can go into the server logs and see, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm not even going to try to talk about that because I don't even know what it takes to run a server. But all I know is that you have the ability to replace said item from server rollbacks that are caused by the server itself. It's not, and by the developers that are doing the coding and everything like this. You've got to be sensitive to the situation. You can't just go and say, well, fucking suck it up and deal with it. I've lost worse. We don't care about what you've lost. I'm only caring. I mean, come on, man.
Community comes first. That's like running a business, man.
Yeah.
Like
The
come on.
customer is always right. That's old as fucking old. The customer is always right.
I mean, you can't just go give things away just because they say they lost it. Like I understand that, but
Yeah.
I mean, if you have some kind of proof or something, I'm just saying, right?
You have to understand, in the server logs, everything that you do lives
It's
a
backed up.
footprint. It's
Yeah.
backed up. So there is a way to go on. Either the admin was too lazy to do that, or simply is, like I said, a fucking bully. And again, if you can't play in a safe environment, if you play in an environment where the admins let things like what happened yesterday happen, then you're really not going to want to play there. Period. It's going to transpire to your life in one way or another. You're not going to want to be there. So, again, that's why I said it was a zero on my scale.
Okay.
I mean,
So far, the review. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no. That's just it. Like I refuse to play because of combat, and the community just to boot. And this was like, what was it? Day one, Directo? Day
Yep.
two? Like
Day
I got
one for you.
all that shit. Like I'm just like, yep.
I mean, yeah. In order to have a successful game, in order to have a successful player-run server, one, you have to have a good community, and two, you have to have good content. Okay. So far, the good community is bringing down the content. I don't want to get involved with the content because I have to interact with the community, and the community is not that good. So, DJ Dracto rated it 2.10, Quasi9 Run rated it a 1 out of 10, and Blue Valkyrie rated it a 0.
The only reason I gave it a 1 is because it's SWG.
And that's the only reason for him. For me, I gave it a 2 out of 10 because of the good people of the community are actually good people. But your other part of the community is just absolutely trash.
It's bad.
It is horrible.
I
don't even want to be involved with it. I uninstalled it this morning.
I need to uninstall it. I need to get that shit off my computer. But like honestly, I need to get a rating scale. Like a seal of approval or a seal of fucking fuckery. You know what? I wouldn't even bother clicking or even doing anything with Bloodfin. Honestly, I would say if you ran into anybody from Bloodfin,
Yep,
tell them to go fuck themselves because they're all assholes. They're all assholes except for a rare few.
Mm-hmm.
Rare few. I mean, Dracty, you've been playing the game for like a week, and every day it's been something else.
Yep.
It's been something else.
Every day, majority of the people that I've been interacting with have been nothing but assholes, And it's just, there comes a limit. I'm going to play SWG because I enjoy it. All right, but if I want to get involved with content, I got to get involved with the community. That's just that.
At some point, you're going to want to play with people.
Yeah.
To run the instances and stuff.
And I don't want to. I'd rather not play SWG, which is, for me, coming from me, someone who loves Star Wars Galaxies, who misses Star Wars Galaxies, coming from me, and I don't want to fucking play Bloodfin emulator because of the fucking community being a bunch of fucking dillwads.
I'm the same way, guys. Like I want to play SWG some kind of bad. I just don't like that combat style. But you can't. MMOs thrive on community. Okay.
Yep.
Like, why do you think WoW and Blizzard and all that lived for so long and still continues to be? Because that community literally has guilds upon guilds upon guilds to help people that's new to the game. I don't play WoW. I never really have. I tried it once. It wasn't my thing. But I'm just saying, I've had all good experiences with people. People I've never even met in my life. I went there and was like, dude, so how do I do this stuff? And they literally will invite you to the guild and talk you through everything, tell you how to get this level to this level, to get this to this. And that's how it's got to be. You can't be dicks. Like, when we played SWG, we had two guilds, right?
Yep,
We had Vigil, and we had the other guild to help the noobs. To help the noobs come up and to level and stuff. Like, that's how you gotta be, man. You can't It's sad. Sad to see how far that's fallen.
Yep.
Sad.
It's sad to see that a game that has so much content available for it. It's sad to see that be brought down by a community because, I mean, the content of this game, of Bloodfin EMU, is absolutely amazing. I'd rate the content alone 9 out of 10.
That's another thing. That's another fucking thing that irks my goddamn nerves. Is the fact that they can be so hypocritical. And Dracto may disagree and may have another opinion on this. But no, we don't like NGE. But I'm gonna add all the instances and all the armor and all the things from NGE, just not the combat because.
ISD for one. ISD, they're adding that. That was
NGE. Adding the space from NGE.
I don't think that was around in Pre-CU. I could be wrong. Let's see. Snowtrooper armor, Hoth, that was added in NG.
Mando armor?
No, Mando armor was added in Pre-CU.
Oh, it was.
Restus armor, that's in the game. Most of the artwork.
Oh, yeah. How about the Tusken Raider gear and shit? I saw some people running around in that stuff.
Well, Tusken Raider's been around, though.
Want a combat trailer? No.
All the vehicles, houses, all that's being added from NGE. They're adding all that from NGE, but they don't like NGE. That does seem to get a little bit hypocritical, in my opinion. But I mean, that's just me. And no, it's not just me. It's Quasi91 as well. What do you think, Blue?
No, I totally agree with you guys. I don't have much interaction with that community, but still.
No, Blue. What we're saying, like, listen, okay. They don't want NGE in the game, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want that combat in the game. Like, after, but they literally brought almost everything that they added after that patch. It just screams hypocritical to me.
Yeah.
That's so hypocritical.
Right?
Yeah. It is. It's total hypocrisy. It's double standard. It's just wrong. Yeah.
I mean, Dracto, bless his heart. He tries to keep the peace and stuff. When he was in the stream, he's like, well, maybe, he just wanted us to have fun. Like, but, no, man.
That's just who I am. I try to keep the peace until I'm pushed to a point where I don't give a fuck anymore.
It's bullshit.
After a week of playing the game and interacting with the community, that's what I've reached. Within a week, ladies and gentlemen, a week. Now, I played Tor for a full year before eventually I said enough with that Tor. And that community got to me. And
that community is not that bad. Like,
no, that community is bad. That community is bad. Well, but it's not as bad as this.
It depends on the people that you associate with. Like, you would play by yourself a lot of the part, too, though.
Well, that's with anything, though. I mean, if you play by yourself on Bloodfin, you're still going to interact. You're going to run across assholes. And the same thing runs with Tor. But, I mean, there's more assholes on Bloodfin than there is on fucking Tor.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people that help on Tor.
Yeah.
Still.
And there's there's a lot of people that help on Bloodfin, which, I mean, counteracting and trying to defend Tor and everything like that. I understand that. But, I mean, I'm just saying, I played Tor for a week, and that game sickens me. But I played that game for a full fucking year. But I can't stand a game that I love, SWG, for more than a week with this community. That's what I'm trying to say. That's the point I'm trying to make, you know?
Okay, well, I don't know. I think sickens you is a bit much. But
It does. But, I mean, this game, that's what I'm
But
trying to
with
say.
due reason. But with due reason.
Yeah.
You know? It's not like you're self-righteous. It's you have real reasons to.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like everybody has their personal opinions on games and stuff, but the fact of the matter is, your game lives on your community. You can make the most beautiful game ever,
Yep.
and it could run flawlessly.
Yep.
But if you have a shit community, it will die.
Yep.
It's the same thing that's happening to Call of Duty right now, fellas. And people think, no, man, Call of Duty's selling and blah blah blah. But no, it's dying real slow, real fast right now.
Yep.
So,
So,
I mean, you have to have a community. You could have the best multiplayer game in the world, but if the community sucks, no one's gonna want to play it.
bingo.
Point blank.
Bingo.
Point blank.
Bingo.
That's my brother, by the way, people.
Yep.
You know. So,
Bing fucking oh, he nailed it right on the fucking head. You can have the best fucking server in the world, but if your community sucks dick, nobody's gonna want to fucking play it.
GG, Bloodfin.
Yeah. So there you go. Review from the Misfits. I gave it a 2.1 or 2 out of 10. Quasi gave it a 1 out of 10, and Blue Valkyrie gave it a 0 out of 10. There's your review, Bloodfin. I hope you enjoy it. Content review coming up next. Look for that. This is DJ Dracto signing off with Quasi91.
Yo.
Blue Valkyrie.
Bye.
No hard feelings, Bloodfin. It's just the truth. And
Oh, it's hard feelings. It's hard feelings.
Well, Quasi says it's hard feelings. For me, it's no hard feelings. It's just truth, and the public needs to know. So.
You can go fuck yourself.
That's been very, very bad.
Hypocritical, man. You're hypocritical pieces of shit. And I want everybody to fucking know. Every dev over there, all the motherfuckers, you're hypocritical as fuck.
So, yep. There you go. Signing off.